So the Nets are an absolute embarrassment. They are an embarrassment. Like, there's tanking and then there is whatever the hell the Nets did. But I do want to say, Ben Simmons didn't play. Like, I just want to have Ben Simmons in there because he's Ben Simmons. Before we get on to that, though, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're 3 subscribers off 9.2k, which is our goal for the end of the day. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. And hitting 50 a day is in and around what we need. And 9.2, to be fair, 9.2 is only like 31 subscribers for the day, but still, we've been doing well over the last couple of days. At the same time, we got to talk about what the Brooklyn Nets did last night. Like, in my opinion, one of the most embarrassing things was the fact that the guys that were injured were sitting on the bench. And in guys playing in the game, there were so many people injured that there were guys playing in the game sitting behind the bench. I'm not joking when I say this. There were guys that were active members of the squad that were not sitting on the bench because they needed the injured players to sit on the bench. Like, what? Obviously, like D'Lo, Bojan, Ben Simmons, like all the players were... every single one of them was injured, it seemed. So it was a horrific Nets performance. But I've never seen anything like it. They were like 50 at halftime. They scored like 60 points. I didn't know that was possible in the NBA nowadays. But like, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. Like, they had players who were actively in the game sit in the second row. Like, someone said they're vets. They're not playing basketball. It's like, oh, you know what? We're going to give preference to vets. They're not playing basketball. They lost by 60. They lost by 60. Like, I repeat, they lost the game by 60. And it was a game that could have been by more. I never thought I'd say this. It was a 60-point game that could have been 70. It legit could have been 70. I don't think I've ever said that about a basketball game before. But, like, they lost 126 to 67. And the worst part about it is that they were down so bad. And then in the third quarter, they were down by more than 50. They lost the third quarter 44 to 16. They were tied after the first. And lost by 60. 60. Who was the best player on the day? Jalen Wilson. Jalen Wilson had a 50% shooting. Like, the guy's averaging 9 points per game. Like, they actually had Zaire Williams, Noah Clowney, Nick Claxton, who in fairness can play defense, Keon Johnson, Jalen Wilson, Tyrese Martin, Day'Ron Sharp, Tosin... There's Ev Bowman? Heck, he's putting up 10 a game. Derek Whitehead, Reese Beekman, and yeah, they still lost by 60. And this is a team, how far down are the Nets? Surely they're below the Sixers at this stage. They are still only 2 games back on the Sixers. They haven't even reached Raptors. Like, this is a team that is doing everything to capture the flag. And, like, they don't have... Like, they're probably... What percentage are they going to get? They have 14 wins, so they're the 7th worst team in the NBA. They need to be in the bottom 4 to have anything. Also, what are the Pelicans doing? Like, the Pelicans are... Why are they winning games all of a sudden? They're literally 11 games off the play-in, and now suddenly they're trying to win their way out of the best chance of getting Cooper Flag. I don't know what the Pelicans are doing. But, to be fair, it's confusing what any NBA team is doing right now, if I'm being completely honest. But the Brooklyn Nets... like, at this stage in the year of 2024, if you just have Ben Simmons on your roster, you just might as well just mail it in. Like, there's no point. If Ben Simmons is on your roster, you just know we have a ceiling. And you know what our ceiling is? The lottery. Your ceiling is the damn lottery if you've got Ben Simmons on your team. But it's a tough one for Brooklyn fans. It really is, because, man, I feel for you guys. Like, you've gone through the last 10 years, you've gone through every emotion. Like, we are in 2025. Like, you were a playoff team in 2015. You had Paul Pierce. No, you still had Kevin Garnett. You had Bojan Bogdanovic, who's now back. Like, you were a playoff team in 2015. You were out here, like, you gave the Celtics your pick that year, but it was like, what? Like 16? It was the pick that became Terry Rozier. It was looking okay. You guys hadn't lost the trade yet. And then you went through one of the hardest rebuilds ever, where with no draft picks and no free agents wanting to go to you guys, you rallied around D'Angelo Russell and managed to make the playoffs in 2019. Then you got KD and Kyrie Irving, and then James Harden came, and you made multiple playoffs in a row. And then James Harden left, and you got this man to replace James Harden, and now you've got all your picks back because you traded KD for Mikal Bridges, and you were all right with Mikal Bridges for like half a season. I feel bad for the Nets. I do. I feel bad for Nets fans. You've had to deal with everything. There's no team that's gone. You have been simultaneously, arguably, the worst team in the NBA at two different spells, while being contenders, arguably, at two different spells. In the last 10 years. You just go up, down, up, down, up, down. There's no middle ground for the Nets. Other than that half a season with Mikal Bridges, there's no middle ground. It's either the highest of highs or the lowest of lows. And you better believe that D'Angelo Russell equivalent of We Believe Nets era was the highest of the highs. Like, no, that was fun. I'm not taking that away from you Nets fans. That was a great season, and you should have had fun with that season. But still, I get it. Ben Simmons didn't play yesterday. It's not even about that. It's just, I'm even more confused about them sitting on the bench and dudes playing, having to go into the stand. Dudes playing, having to find seat in the stand because they can't even sit in the bench because there's too many injured guys taking up spots in the bench. It's a mad one. It is an absolute mad one. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. I've been recording a lot of videos today, so hopefully I'll be able to get a couple more out and, survive today. Anyway, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.